the needles underneath the tree. Leave them.
Have you ever raked them off?
No.
I used to do it when I was a kid because my parents are Swiss German, and everything's in order and needs to be in order. And I noticed when I raked the needles off, the ground below was soft and damp. When I was done, it got hard and cracked. And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, don't we want soft damp? Isn't that what's up with this taking the needles off and creating hard cracked? To me, it made no sense. Why do we do this? This is not beneficial. This isn't of any asset. Yeah. Who wants to look at hard, cracked dirt? That doesn't look good. The needles doesn't look bad to me. They look okay.
They look nice.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been arguing with my mom about that. She's like, you need to rake all those needles. I'm like, just leave them. I like the way they look.
And again, when you do, watch what happens to the ground. It gets dry and cracked and hard. Excuse me. That's not ideal environment to live in. Mm-hmm. It just, again, if you're paying attention, it's obvious what we're doing is stupid.
I'm going to check it out.
I'm curious because I
got a thick...
It's awesome.
I got a thick layer because I'm like, Mom, don't rake them.
Just, no kidding. See, it's feeding the tree. What's interesting, I can show you back here. You see this coil on the driveway? People always ask me, how fast will that go? And I tell them, that's up to you. And so the ones along the driveway, I planted all in wood chips. I planted one right behind my house over here in dirt, no wood chips. It's 1/3 the size of those. And it's totally open in the center. And what really gets my attention, there's no needles on the ground. Because when the wind blows, because the ground is hard, compacted soil, all the needles blow away. And I get the design of nature. See, the needles actually hold the ones that fall. They can't blow away. It connects everything. It's so fun to watch stuff and get it, like, see how it works. It's like, amazing. It's amazing. And it's all by design. This is how it was created. And it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't need help.
Yeah.
Don't rake the needles up. That's how, you're thinking you're helping, but you're going to cause a major decline in the health of that tree.
That's a big part of the layer that you're talking about.
And again, here's the genius of the creator. This is what I so love. You see, as the plants took minerals out of the soil to create needles and leaves, every fall he returns it to maintain balance. What a great idea.
Yeah.
You see, our culture is we have bare ground, mine it with plants, mine it, and then take some minerals out and put chemicals back. And think that's okay? Come on! Mm-hmm. You took something out, you got to return it. And all of nature, every year, puts it back to maintain balance. It's just, again, the design's perfect.
Yeah.
So for this guy with the arid climate, without how to make the wood chips.
Yeah, I would, that density is going to be a hard time getting it wet, so I'd probably have a shallower density. I had someone in Las Vegas who was awesome, called me on the phone. He says, we don't have any trees here, so I couldn't get much wood chips, so I had 1.5 inch cover over my garden. He says, I planted Swiss chard and lettuce. He says, what's blowing my mind is my Swiss chard is so lush and green, and I haven't watered my garden for 7 months. This is Las Vegas. It's awesome. So I think a lighter cover will be his solution. 8 inches is never going to get wet. So get it down to like maybe 2 inches, and then pull it back and plant it. You're going to have good results.
Can you plant vegetable seeds in the back of the Eden garden without irrigation?
Well, depending on everything has to have water. Everything. If you don't have water, it's not going to live. So depending on the amount of water you have, will answer your questions.
Like from rain and stuff.
Yeah. In the desert, when they took all the cover off the ground, there's nothing growing there. Nothing grows there. It's very plain. Water is an essential ingredient to life.
So if you pull back some wood chips like you did when we were out here, and you see that it's moist,
you're good.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you pull it back 2 inches and it's dry, and you pull back 2 inches more and it's dry, and
and if nothing's growing there, it's telling you something. In my place here, man, stuff grows. I didn't plant those weeds out in my orchard. They just blew in because it's vital soil. Stuff grows. Conversely, back here, where they strip the topsoil off the ground, and it's hard compacted stuff, nothing's growing, no weeds grow because it's no life. So again, it's just, it's so obvious if you just, look what's happening, because, there's a vital place, something's going to grow because weed seeds are in the air.
Okay. How does Paul protect his trees from frost and freeze? I have wood chips all around the trees, and I'm about to cry when I see damage caused by frost. We covered and washed with water. I live in North Carolina, and Sunday is supposed to be bad cold. Praying they are wrong.
Well, I don't know why he's watering.
I think they wash them to stop the frost.
That's nuts. I mean, I live in a place that gets cold, and I have ice on the ground. My trees are they're frozen every year, and it has absolutely no effect. It doesn't hurt them. It's not a problem.
You don't do anything to winterize or anything?
Nothing at all, man. That thing's totally open out there. And I have all that produce, all those carrots, they were there all winter. I just put a whole bunch of beets, like I said, gave away because that's the area I planted. But that Swiss chard, that cilantro's been there all winter with all the frost, all cold. If you look at nature in the woods, nothing dies in the winter.
Yeah.
Nothing dies in the winter at 40 below zero in Canada because the ground is insulated. The roots are protected.
It's the ground.
So tell the guy not to worry about it. Don't do anything. Just cover the wood chips and watch it all change because it's not going to be a problem.
I know Paul says eventually you don't have to plant as deep as time goes on. So at what state do the wood chips have to decompose before you can start planting in the wood chip layer rather than the soil layer?
Well, here's what I'm finding when I notice that weeds are growing in it, and the weed seed blew in on top. It's telling me seeds can grow in this. I mean, again, it's so simple. It's just like nature shows you. So if you got wood chips and weeds are happening, well, seeds can germinate in it. Come on.
I put about 3 inches of wood chips down last September. Also sprinkled bagged steer manure on top. We have gotten a good amount of rain this winter. I went ahead and planted some kale about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I pulled the wood chips back. There wasn't much soil, so I used some from a bag I purchased at the store. I watered them. Then it turned very warm here, and I watered some more. The plants came up, but they aren't really growing, and it looks like something is eating them. What should I do? Getting seeds to grow seems to be my problem. I had similar problems last year.
Well, the stuff you bought in the store was sterile, so that's why nothing's growing. And you need to develop good soil, and it's going to happen with wood chips composting on top, so just be patient. The soil below...
It was too soon to
Yeah,
plant
too
there.
soon. Yeah, and if you got... Here's my sense. If soil's been uncovered for decades, you're not going to change it in a year. You've got a major... I saw my place in Squim. I had these apple trees just thriving, doing great, So I planted some over there and I put wood chips around it. The first year, beautiful, huge, gorgeous apples with no flavor. Totally bland. I think, God, what's up with this? He said, just watch. 7 years into it, that flavor came. He told me this. That soil was so depleted with years of chemical fertilizing that it took 7 years to reestablish the mineral content to bring the flavor in the apples. It was huge. So when you have a seriously depleted area, you're not going to change it overnight. You've got to recover it. It's got to regain the life. And so if you've got a really deficient place, it's going to take a little while.
We live on a hillside. How do I keep the wood chips from flowing away in the rain?
They won't move on a hillside.
I've never seen that.
They don't move.
And at the old house, I even had the strawberry patch right on that
Bang.
huge grade. And I have a video with just water rushing through there, and the wood chips aren't even
They don't
moving.
move.
They're underwater.
They don't move. And you know why? There's a reason. You see, dirt particles are all the same size, and because they can't attach, They wash and blow away. Which is because they're different sizes, they all interconnect. And they're fused. They're like they hold together. And you just off to I'm telling you, look at nature, it's so genius. Like, awesome idea, you know.
So do nothing.
Nothing, yeah, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, just like the pine needles under a tree that I'm not, they don't go away.
Yeah, the wind's
They're
blowing,
there.
it's raining, nothing moves.
And it's actually on a slope.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's perfect.